Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something just a little bit different today. My background is totally a mess right now, so please do not even mind, don't mind that. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So instead of doing a full face makeup tutorial like I always do, doing foundation, contour, highlight, blah, 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 you guys pretty much already know how I do that. So for this one, I just wanted to make it short and sweet, and I wanted to focus mainly on the eyes. So today I'm doing this makeup tutorial on this eye makeup look right here. I thought it was perfect just in time for New Year's Eve. So if you guys are interested in this makeup tutorial, please keep on watching. So going in today, I'm going to be taking the shade Combust, which is this shade right here. It's kind of like the light tan shade. I am going to also be using the brush that comes with the actual Naked Smoky palette, which looks like this. So it has the bigger bristles on this end and then the more dense, smaller ones on this end. And I am going to be taking the fluffier end, the bigger end, and I'm just going to dip that into Combust, and I'm going to begin putting that onto my lids. I do have some of it on there already, but just so you can see how I did it. So we're mainly just going to focus it into the crease, and then with the product left over after you go from the crease first, you're just going to kind of put it all over, just so we have a nice base color all over the lid. I have too many brushes in one hand. This is crazy. Okay, so now that we have Combust all over our lids, I'm going to go in with the shade Whiskey, which is this shade right next to it. So we use this one first, and now we're going to go in with this one. And I'm just going to flip the brush over, and I'm going to use the more dense, smaller side of this brush. I've never used this brush before, so we'll see how it goes. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just kind of like tapping it into the color, and then I'm tapping off like the excess on the side, just so it's not too heavy when we go in. I'm just going to go in with the other side and kind of buff the color out. So I always try to be straight up and real with you guys. I don't love this brush. This brush, I feel like it kind of makes the color look very, almost like kind of like choppy and really unblended. You can kind of see this, just like, you can see in the middle it's a little bit uneven, and I've just been using this brush right here. I mean, I like the color, like looking at it from afar, I like it, but the brush is very different for me. Don't love it. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take my Morphe E17 brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and finish transferring that color, the color Whiskey, onto the crease. I also feel for like $54, like, stuff should work. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I feel like I blended it out a little bit better. I'm still not like 100% satisfied with it, but I think the main thing was it was just the brush, the application. I was just not loving it. And like I said, I try to be real with you guys. So if you do have this palette, I think the shadows are great. And this is just the first time I've kind of dipped into it, but like the consistency is very good. I'm still a Morphe girl, ride or die. But if you do have this palette, I mean, I think the colors are really good. I've never actually, this is the first time I've ever used a naked palette. This is the first one I've owned. I got it for Christmas. I've just never been, I don't know, I've just never really bought them. I just think they're kind of like, I compare them to Morphe. The Morphe palettes you can get for, you get 35 shadows for like $22, $25-ish with tax, and then like these ones are like $54. I'm not saying it's not a good product, because I don't have enough experience with the naked palettes to talk about them really, but I just feel like I'm a huge like money saver. Like, I'm very cautious of how I spend my money. I'm very cautious of like what it's going towards and like what I'm going to be receiving out of what I'm paying for. And I just feel like you can't beat Morphe. The Morphe shadows, they're so blendable, they're so pigmented, they're so just perfect, and they're really worth the $22, $24, $25 that you're spending. So like I said, I have nothing bad to say about this naked palette, I mean, yet, because I haven't really used it a whole ton. But that's just kind of like at a first glance. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go in with my Sigma E40 brush. This is the blending brush that I use all the time. I'm going to go in with the chocolate bar, and I'm going to be taking it the shade Salted Caramel, which is right here. And I'm going to just kind of take this and apply this a little bit on like my upper crease area, kind of like right on top of where this dark brown is. I also got this palette for Christmas, and I've been loving it, so I knew right away when I wasn't 100% satisfied with the Naked Smoky palette and the brush the way that it was going, I was like, I just need to go over to my chocolate bar. So I'm just going to take this, wow, this thing is, oh, it has still have the tape on it, that's why. Like, wow, this is super blurry. So I'm going to go in with salted caramel, and I'm just going to kind of put it right on top of where that dark chocolate was, and I feel like this looks really pretty together. Another thing too to remember when you're applying eyeshadow is if you feel like you have a more of a heavy hand, a trick is to hold the bottom of the brush. Let me zoom out so you can see this. So this is the whole brush entirely, and I know a lot of people use it like they hold it in the middle and they apply it that way just because you feel like you kind of have a better grip on it. But if you feel like you do have a heavy hand, I would highly suggest holding it more towards the bottom. More towards the bottom allows you to apply it just more lightly, more softly, rather than going in and holding it right here and getting really close into your eye and just forcing that application of the product, which if you're all about heavy eyeshadow, if you're all about heavy looks, then that's totally up to you. But for me, my personal preference is holding it more towards the bottom because I feel like that gives me an easier, lighter way and a lighter application of the product. So I'm not going in like bam. You know what I'm saying? That's not cute. Not all the time. No. So I'm just taking this salted caramel, and again, I'm just kind of applying it on the top of where I applied Whiskey, which was the dark brown shade in the Naked Smoky palette. I feel like I like the way this looks together. Like these colors are both really pretty. And if it is a little bit messy on the bottom right here, that's totally fine because we're going to go in with some silver glitter and we're going to cover that right up. For my brow bone highlight, I am going to be taking white chocolate, which is in the chocolate bar as well. It's going to be this one right here. It's kind of like the long white one. I'm just going to take a flat shader brush, looks just like this, and I'm going to dip it into white chocolate, and I'm just going to apply that on the very tip of my brow. So if you don't have a ton of brushes, but you do have one that's like a flat shader brush like this one, you can definitely just use it for pretty much all of these next steps. So next I'm going to be taking, this is actually a drugstore product. This is $6.99. I did get this at Target. This is L'Oreal. This is from L'Oreal Paris. It's kind of just like a silver glitter. This is the 24-hour infallible eyeshadow, and it is in the shade 757, which is called Silver Sky. So it looks just like this. And again, this is the front of it. So it's basically just like a silver pigment. It is a 24-hour eyeshadow, which is really good. And I have used this product before, so I can vouch that it definitely does stay on for 24 hours. I did this, if you saw my picture on Instagram, it was basically just a winged liner with this stuff right here. I basically, instead of using like a black gel to do a liner, I just used this stuff and I made a silver glitter liner out of that. So I'm going to go in with this right here, and basically all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just pack this all onto my actual lid. So it's going to basically go right underneath where we just put all the rest of this color to kind of cover our lid right here. Yes, yes. So basically why we're putting on this 24-hour eyeshadow first is kind of just to give this color a base. So I am going to go in with just some silver glitter on top, but I want to make sure I have kind of like a nice foundation first before I go in with the silver glitter. Because when you go into the silver glitter, you can tend to have more of a heavy hand, and while I do love my glitter, I don't want my eyes to be like full of glitter where it's like uncomfortable. So I'm going to put this color basically on, I put this on the lid first just so that when I go in with the glitter I don't see any like spots that are missing that I want to fill in, so that we don't have too much product on our eye because that can become uncomfortable. So because it is New Year's Eve and I want my makeup to stay a long time tonight, I am going to go in with a glitter guard. So this is just a basic glitter guard eyeshadow primer from Sephora. This is meant for actual loose glitter on your lids. So if you're a huge fan of putting loose glitter all the time on your lids and you want to have it, make sure that it stays, definitely getting some type of glitter guard, glitter primer to put on your eyes before is a very, very good idea. This is, I believe it's $13 or $14 it's for. It's super cheap. Okay, so I have my glitter guard onto my shader brush right here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to begin packing this right here on my lid. It's just like a glue. Like, it's straight up just like a glue. I'm just going to kind of focus it on the center of my lid. So now I'm going to take my same little shader brush and I'm going to dip it. It's like getting stuck on the top. I'm going to dip it into this glitter. So I have it all right here now. And I'm just going to take this glitter and I'm going to pack it right on top. Oh God, I'm scared. And now that I have it on this side, I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now that both of my glittery eyes are done, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put some black eyeliner on the bottom and I'm going to smoke out the lash line a little bit, and then I'm going to go in and apply some lashes. So it looks a little crazy right now, but I do have my bottom lash line kind of smoked out. I added some black liner, and then we got our glitter on the top. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some fake lashes on top, and then we're going to add some mascara to the bottom. So the way I like to remove my false lashes from the actual little thing they come in is I'll just take some tweezers and I start on the very end of the lashes, and I kind of just pull them off in that direction. So I'm just going to kind of pull them off this way. I've never used this style of lashes before, but I really like them. They're really pretty. They're different, but they're pretty. Such a difference with the lashes, right? Lashes, no lashes, lashes, no lashes. And these again are in the style Ariel from Coco Lashes. So pretty. Is that glue in my hair? Like, this kind of crap only happens to me, honestly. Ew, I just took a shower too. Alright, so now it is time to finish up this look. We have our lashes on and our mascara on the bottom and glue all over the back of my hand, which is cool. It's fine, no biggie. So I am going to be using the NYX, the NYX Butter Gloss, and this is in the shade Vanilla Cream Pie. So it's a very pink shade, and I feel like because I have this silver glitter kind of like smoked out look going on, I want to add some pink because I feel like it's just going to be the perfect little color. So that's what we shall do. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to apply it. You'll see how it's pretty pink. Alright, well that is it. That's all for this little mini makeup tutorial for New Year's Eve. I hope you guys really enjoyed this look, and I hope you had fun watching this little tutorial as well. If you guys like what you see on this channel, please make sure to subscribe and make sure to like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Have a happy and safe New Year's Eve, and we'll see you soon. Bye.